Alright, so I wanted to kind of do a follow-up video to the last video I did about Christmas traditions and budget and all of that good stuff. So, how do we actually celebrate Christmas besides the whole toy thing and all of that other stuff? So, I don't really like to jump on the bandwagon as far as Christmas traditions go, because I don't want to start doing something that I'm not committed to and then I get lazy and I don't want to do it anymore, and then what's the point of having a Christmas tradition? So I keep our traditions really, really simple. So right here, every year before Christmas, I think on Christmas Eve, we read these two books. So this is a children's version of the holiday classic, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I bought this when my 14-and-a-half-year-old was still really young. So we've had this book for a while. And this is the book that I read the kids. I would love to get the original, but I think for now this really is a really cute book. We really like it. And I love the fact that, you know, it's a family that looks similar to my family. And so the kids can relate to that. But yeah, that's one of the books. And then we read How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So this was actually a gift that my older son got. And we also love this book, and we love the movie too. We don't own the movie, but every time it comes on, we make it a tradition to watch it. And so we have this book, and I also read this book. In years past, I would choose one book to read. I would read one before Christmas Eve or on Christmas, and then one at Christmas Eve. But I just, I think last year I read them both on Christmas Eve. So this is a really cute book. Another tradition that we have is every year we watch the Polar Express, because we actually own that movie. And I really love that movie. It's so cute. We also watch any holiday movie that comes on. So every year we watch the Charlie Brown Christmas. We watch all the Charlie Brown holiday specials that come on, the Halloween one, the Thanksgiving one. But we make sure not to miss the Christmas one. We also watch the reindeer, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We watched it on Tuesday night, and the kids love that. And we also watch Frosty the Snowman. So every year we try to make it a little tradition to watch those movies. I also play Christmas music. Obviously, we decorate the tree. And we do a couple of Christmas-related activities. So this year, we are going to a Christmas event at my mother-in-law's church. And these events are really, really super fun. They have raffles and prizes and games and food and decorations and all of that cute stuff. So we'll be going to that this Saturday, me and the kids. And then, of course, the kids, we always take a picture by the Christmas tree, and we do our Christmas card every year. So this was the Christmas card we did last year. And we're going to be, since the kids are going to be going to that event on Saturday, we're all going to dress up in our nice little pretty Christmas type outfits. And we're going to take the picture on Saturday. And then I'm going to have those printed up and made into cards so that I can give to different family members for Christmas. Another tradition that we have is we always take a picture in front of the tree. Well, the kids always take a picture in front of the tree after Christmas, on Christmas morning, actually. And that's a yearly tradition. And we also make Christmas cards. So I have these supplies right here. This is the packet of art supplies that I actually bought my daughter. And it comes with these pre-cut little construction paper. And so these are perfect for the card. So I have some green ones, some blue ones, these white strips that I'm not really sure what I'm doing with. I might make Christmas tree and stick it on this one and make snow. So we'll see what we're doing. We have this template for the letters. And then we have these snowflake cutouts. I'm not really sure what I want to do with these yet. And then we have some little decorations. So these look perfect, like bulbs. ornaments. And then we have these, and this is really Christmassy. I think that looks cute. And this is also cute. And then this little adornment. So we're going to make Christmas cards today. That's another tradition that we have. We always home make our Christmas cards that we give to family. And then right here, I do have a couple of teacher gifts. I don't spend a lot on teacher gifts, but I always like to make that a tradition with the kids, that they give their teachers a Christmas gift. There have been years that I've forgotten, but every time I remember, I always make it a point to do something small with the teachers. This year, I loved my kids' teachers. So when my son was younger, I used to do teacher gifts all the time, every year. But my mother-in-law actually had some Victoria's Secret lotion left over, so she gave me 2 of them, and I'm going to give my son's kindergarten teacher this because I really love her, and she seems like the type to love, you know, scented lotions and stuff like that. So this is the lemon, sugar, and coconut, and it smells really good. And then I bought this for my daughter's teacher. This is another scented lotion from the Bath and Body Elements collection. And it smells really good too. It's Love Spell. And I'm going to put it in this little mug, this little hot chocolate or coffee mug. And I'm going to wrap that up for her. So I spent less than $3 on this gift. And it's something really simple. And I know the teacher she'll appreciate it. So those are like our traditions. As far as how we celebrate Christmas, we don't do anything big on Christmas Day. Here in Costa Rica, most of the families, they get together and they start celebrating Christmas on Christmas Eve. And traditionally what they'll do is they'll open the presents at midnight. But if you have younger kids, that gets harder and harder to do every year. So they celebrate Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is kind of like a day to relax, hang out with your family. Sometimes you might go out to the mall or whatever. Most of the time, people go to the beach, and that's their holiday tradition. But for us as our family, Christmas Eve, my brother-in-law and his family, they come over. We exchange our gifts, open gifts, and then they leave. I remember one year my mother-in-law did have a dinner, but it didn't go as well as she had planned it to. Like, my brother-in-law and his family didn't stay long enough. I don't know. I can't remember. But it just wasn't as successful as she had hoped it would be. And so she hasn't done that in a couple of years because my brother-in-law celebrates, I think, with his wife's family, I believe. So Christmas Eve is not even really a big deal for us anyway. There are years that we've been invited to other family members' houses, and we'll go there and we'll celebrate with their families. But for the most part, we, open gifts, exchange gifts with my in-laws. The kids get to open all their presents from their uncle and their grandparents. And then what I do is I leave the tree bare. I usually leave the gifts for other people under the tree, and then after Christmas Eve, the tree is empty. And then Christmas Eve night, I wrap up everything and put on the tree, and the kids wake up to a full Christmas tree. And when they were younger, it was always really magical to go to bed with nothing under the tree and to wake up, and then all these presents are filling the tree, and they would be so excited. They're old enough to know now that, I don't put our gifts under the tree. I wait until Christmas Eve night so that they can wake up Christmas morning. And so Christmas morning, they wake up, open our gifts, play with our gifts, and then we kind of just hang out. And I will do a Christmas-type breakfast. Well, not Christmas-type. I'll do a breakfast for Christmas morning. And that's pretty much it. I think last year we actually went out to the mall as a family. This year, I'm really hoping we can go to the beach, even for the day. That would be nice. And then just to touch base a little bit on, more on the budget type. I had, talked about our budget and how much we are allotted. That budget comes from my husband's Christmas bonus. So he gets a Christmas bonus. Everybody here that works in Costa Rica gets a Christmas bonus every year at the beginning of December. And most people, they use that money to either pay their car insurance because that's usually due in December as well. They save it to go to the beach, or the majority of people use it to buy Christmas gifts. We use it to buy Christmas gifts, and so that's where I put our budget. I love to start shopping year round. I like to start shopping usually in October. I'll do the bulk, or I'll put away some of the gifts and pick them up in November. This year I wasn't able to do that with all the birthday parties that I planned. So even though I don't like to buy all the gifts at once in bulk in December because it's more expensive to do it that way, we had no choice. And so the budget usually goes a lot farther than it does because I'm shopping, you know, from October until now, not starting in December. And so I try not to spend all the budget because, you know, you want to have some money left over to do something fun after Christmas, not just put it all to, you know, Christmas gifts. But as far as stocking stuffers, you know, like I mentioned, they're more simple the older the kids get because there's, you know, the older they get, the more expensive their actual toys get. So there's usually less money left over to get stockings. So, you know, we do keep it a little bit more simple. You know, whatever is left over from buying all the gifts is what we put into the stockings. You know, plus we have more kids to buy for, so that means less money, you know, left over to do, you know, stockings. So 4 kids, 4 stockings, and then we have to get each kid, you know, the 3 gifts. And again, the 3 gift limit, you know, I don't think I touched on the fact that, yes, they're equal in number. Every kid gets 3 gifts, but they're not equal in price. There are years where I'll spend a lot more on one kid than I have on the other, but they get more, they get the same items. And so kids will not notice how much each of their gifts costs. But when they're little, they'll notice how many each got. So if I got my daughter 2 gifts because her gifts cost, you know, $200, and I got my son 4 gifts and his 4 cost $200, she's not going to be like, oh yeah, it's even, you know, 200, 200. No, she's going to say, how come he got 4 gifts and I only got 2 gifts? So that's something to think about when you have younger kids. My older son really doesn't care about the number anymore. He just wants the one thing he wants, and he knows because we've talked about it, and of course he's 14, that the things that he asks for usually totals the amount of gifts that we get for the other little kids. So his one gift is usually about the same amount as what we get the other kids. So he knows that even if he gets one gift, it's really expensive, and we just can't afford to get him a bunch of other things because of that. But I still like to get him, you know, little things too, like I said, so that he has something to open besides just his one little gift. So yeah, that is our Christmas tradition, how we celebrate Christmas. A little bit more in depth on the budget and how we allocate our money between our 4 kids, how we, you know, disperse the gifts and the stocking stuffers, simple teacher gift ideas that won't break the bank. You know, teachers aren't expecting a lot. They aren't expecting anything. And just something small, a candle, you know, a bath and body scrub will really make their day. And of course, you know, homemade items. You know, I can't really go the route where before in years past we would buy, you know, almost every family member that lived close to us something for Christmas. You know, my husband's aunt, his cousin, their kids. You know, we would buy them something for Christmas. We can't do that anymore. We have kids, our budget's smaller. So, you know, homemade items are great. Homemade cards, homemade cookies, homemade banana bread, things like that is what I stick to. And it just makes for a great Christmas tradition, and it doesn't have to break the bank.